Many people who experience a lot of stress or some of the common colds of mental health, such as anxiety, depression, which are essentially forms of severe and chronic stress, may resort to unhealthy or unwanted habits or behaviors like too much TV, work, caffeine, or video games to try to either distract themselves from the stressor or in an attempt to cope with stress. These habits can sometimes become unhealthy behaviors that may result in addictions. So whether it's an unwanted habit, an increasingly unhealthy behavior, or an addictive concern, if it's an ongoing behavior you cannot stop and results in harmful outcomes towards yourself, your relationships, your job, it can become more problematic and increase stress in the long term. So, what is an addiction? A holistic definition is that it's something you can't stop and that has a destructive consequence. An obvious example is a substance of some sort, like alcohol or drugs, which clearly has destructive consequences. Well, what about a healthy diet? Is that an addictive pattern or problematic? Well, no. If we stopped eating, we would die. We need a certain amount of food to live. It's about how much, how often, and what effect it's having on you. However, one's diet can become a destructive habit if you find it difficult to stop the unhealthy behavior and it's causing issues with your well-being. That's when it's a concern. Some examples include a diabetic who loves sugar. If I'm diabetic, yet I can't stop my sugar intake, it's a problem. Or an obsessive jogger. In and of itself, jogging is not unhealthy. However, if I'm jogging with a broken foot or it makes me late for work or causes my marriage to break down, it's a problem. Or other examples could be an addiction to gaming, social media, porn, texting, or gambling. How is social media an example of unhealthy behavior? Well, if I can't stop living for the likes and it's taking me away from my work, real relationships, or sleep, or if I'm comparing myself to everyone else and experiencing FOMO, the fear of missing out, and feeling depressed about it, then it's a problem and it's impacting my wellness. If it's an ongoing behavior I cannot stop and results in destructive outcomes, it's something to look into. So what about yourself? Take a moment and think about a behavior or habit that might be a concern to you or others. Do you have an example? Now, on a scale between 1 and 10, where 10 is the most severe, how much does that habit, thing, or behavior have control over you? 1 is not at all, and 10 is a huge amount of control over you, your time, thoughts, and behavior. On a scale between 1 and 10, how damaging is this behavior to your self-esteem, your sleep, health, and relationships? 10 being the most destructive. So what score did you come up with? If either or both scores are over a 5, it merits attention. The higher these scores are, and the longer they've been going on, it's an indication that it may be masking an underlying issue or is becoming its own issue.